SML, we're back. The truth around the SML podcast. Another season. We back. Fellas, Coach Pauly here with you all. Again, back for another edition of The Truth Around the SML podcast. And it's a new season, new rivalries, and I'm here for you all. So today's edition, we have a guest caller coming on soon. And he's a guy that a lot of people like and a lot of people envy, especially after last season, to say the least. So that being said, on today's show, we're going to run around the league, give a little standings. A couple surprise people in the standings that shouldn't be that high but are. We're going to go Pauly's top 10 power rankings. Again, another surprise there. And then game of the week. Week 6 game of the week. We're going to dial into that a little bit. Then we're going to end off some talk for the boys, water cooler talk. But without further ado, I'm going to kind of intro our caller like he should be introed after a hard season's work last season. So I'm going to give him a little intro here, and I think everybody's going to know who he is, after the intro. Let's see.
I am the smartest man alive! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
Yes, sir. You know who it is. He's here. The one, the only.
The champ is here!
QB Stud is on the line. Coach QB coming off his championship run with his Pats. QB, are you there?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Pauly?
Hey, QB, man. Pleasure to have you on the show, man. Pleasure to have you. I just got a couple questions for you. I know you might be a little tired coming off your show with Meats. The first question, first and foremost, what everybody wants to know. What is wrong with the Patriots thus far this season? 1-3 start. Can you put your finger on it?
Sure. So I actually made a reference last time I was on air at what we have a bunch of box score journalists in the SML. All they do is they look at the box score and they feel like they understand what happened in the game or in the season based off of that. Basically, I lost to 3 really solid teams. One was a 15-time champion. Another one, a division foe that. Yeah, another one was a division foe that literally must sleep, eat, and breathe watching my tape. And then finally got NYT with all his weapons, and he's a good user. He got a playoff win last season. Definitely no disrespect in losing to him, although some of those animations were pretty disrespectful to my players. So those 3 losses to the first quarter of the season, no one wants to start 1-3, but it's not like it's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, he's not afraid to say what he speaks. Let's leave it at that. So next question I have for you, QB. What point last season did you know that you had a chance to win it? What point? Was there a game? Was there a moment that you're like, wow, I can actually win this thing?
Probably after beating Meats. That was just a game where I kind of played out of my mind. I decided that I was just going to relax, not really care what happened, and just let it rip. And I was basically just in a rhythm, boom, 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 making play after play. And even then, I needed A, to play almost perfectly, and B, somehow not get iced on a field goal that I probably should have been iced. I don't know what happened there, but I'm sure Meats is salty about it. And it took all of that still for me to barely win. After that happened, I had already beaten Prime big time previously that season.
Yes, you did.
So I knew that was definitely a possibility. And then, once you get to the Super Bowl, it's one game, anything can happen. So after that victory over Meats was when I really said, you know what, this can happen.
Nice. Yeah. That victory over Meats was really, you really shut down the run game. I saw what you did there schematically, and you really did a great job. I try to even do it myself, and I don't have the, horses kind of run that scheme, but you did great. Hats off to you on that game. Next question. What was your most challenging game of the last playoffs, you would think?
Well, I had 3, right? I had the Meats game, the Prime game, and I had the Sunday game. I want to say most challenging probably was the Meats game, just because, like I said, I had to play perfect in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Against Sunday, I made some mistakes, but he made some mistakes too. So it was probably a more exhilarating game against Sunday in the Super Bowl, but I feel like challenging was definitely meets in the divisional round.
Yeah, mistakes, man. Mistakes are key. I just came off a game where I played the Bengals and I made a huge mistake, man. I had the guy in the seam wide open and I went to my second read instead and he picked it and game was over. I know, this game's definitely all about mistakes without a doubt. Now, in the offseason, we noticed that Gilmore retired and maybe some other guys retired. What did you do to fill those voids? What did you do to get your squad back up to a Super Bowl style contender?
Yeah, so I actually brought in two superstar players into my secondary, and you think that would help me stay at least where I was last season, but Madden thinks otherwise. And then I actually have two young stud slot corners, one that's a zone specialist and one's that a man specialist. So basically, my entire secondary should theoretically be stronger than it was last season. I did lose the Super Bowl MVP Diggs at strong safety. And then, like you said, I lost Gilmore, who was an X Factor corner, always made plays.
Wow.
But again, I replaced both of those guys with superstars or X Factor guys. So I figured it would be fine. It didn't turn out that way. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. You'll definitely, they'll definitely pick up your scheme as the season goes on. Maybe they'll play better, later on. Next question for you is next game, next cycle, Madden 21. What's your biggest, thing on your mind that you want either added and subtracted from the game to make it better?
So first, I'm going to come up with a not a real suggestion. And basically what I mean by that is my favorite piece of any Madden game ever was the quarterback vision cone. I loved everything about that feature. I actually tweeted at a Madden dev a long time ago about that, and they tweeted me back about it. But I know it's not realistic. It's just, I miss it. So that's kind of my pretend one. The real one would be actual physics, not just animation-based gameplay. It's not going to happen, especially they have the coronavirus to kind of use as an excuse to not really adjust the engine that the game is built on.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really the biggest thing is they have to make sure that they get it to be physics-based gameplay, not just animations. It's too lazy. Doesn't work.
Yeah, I hear you. No, all that money we spend and all that money EA, gets, they should make a better product without a doubt. I agree with you in that. So I got two more questions for you. So this is another question that maybe a lot of people want to know, especially in the DMs, whatever. Why the silence lately? What's the new strategy? Or is it a strategy? Or are you too busy? Or just a silence in chat? The silence of, QB stud?
So I've actually had a couple people reach out to me via DM just to make sure that I'm still doing all right. So I appreciate that. Yes, I'm fine. I'm busy, but that happens. I'm just taking a step back. I received feedback that my contributions in chat and or otherwise were not necessarily fully appreciated or bringing a positive impact to the SML.
Wow.
So I've decided to take a step back. I'm obviously still around. I just won't be at the volume that I was previously. And I'm sure people will probably not hate me quite as much if that's the case. So it's probably a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, and the thing I've learned from being silent, obviously I've never been in your situation, being a Super Bowl champ, but you don't put the X on your back because people forget about you to a certain extent. So I can see that being good. Just coming out when you need to, playoff time, and hopefully winning another ring. Last but not least, again, I asked a couple people this question. There was one person in this SML, the great league that we're in. Who would you not, shed a tear to mercy rule?
That's clearly Conk, right? It's going to be Conk or Prime for everybody. I already beat Prime pretty big in the regular season last season.
Yeah, you did.
So I've kind of done that. So I've beaten Conk before. It's not like I'm going to throw a party if I mercy ruled him, but, it's always nice to have someone that talks a lot of crap and doesn't exactly play the classiest in the SML to eat it.
I love a QB stud. That's funny because a lot of people are thinking the same way you think. You just kind of not afraid to say it. Oh yeah, Conk definitely plays a lot and he knows all the tricks of the game. Me, I'm just trying to get to my third read and hopefully not throw a pick. That's all I do, man. At my time and my age. But I appreciate you being on, and I want to wish you the best of luck this season. I'm a big fan of yours. The way you scheme up games and then all your offense and all that stuff. I kind of studied it a little bit. I'm a big fan, and I think, you are Prime's kryptonite, let's say. You are the guy that makes him cringe, and I appreciate that. I really do, because we need parity in this league, and you're the guy to bring it. So without further ado, I just want to congratulate you again, and thanks for coming on the show, brother.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. And good luck to you for the rest of the season and for all your future podcasts.
All right, man. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon, brother.
See ya.
All righty. See ya. All right, guys. So next part of the show here, we got standings, a quick run through. That was great. We had QB Stud on, and he wasn't afraid to say what was on his mind, man. And I appreciate that, man. Guys that tell the truth are always welcome on the Truth Podcast. No doubt about that. So next, we got a quick run through AFC North. Real quick, we got the Ravens, 3-1, meets Browns, who I just lost a heartbreaker to on a blocked motherfucking field goal. Are you kidding me? Woods, much respect to you. That blocked field goal. Come on, man. Maybe we could have gotten to overtime and made it a real interesting game, but 3-1 also. But he also lost to Meats pretty badly already. So Meats got that, number one in the North locked up almost, if he continues his ways. We got the Bengals, another team who I just lost to. I was up 10, going up into fourth quarter. I make a bad read to ice the game. Guy was open up the seam. I take the hitch. He jumps it. Touchdown. Pick six or whatever, interception. But whatever, that's water under the bridge. Whatever, it's my mistakes. I got to get better, more patient at the pocket. But Rowan just beat me. He's 3-2 in the North. And we got the Steelers. Very surprising so far. Chrisman, 1-3 after he was a darling last season and made it to the playoffs and kind of, played a good game for us prime in the playoffs. And now he's 1-3. Was that just hype last season? I don't know, but I'm disappointed so far. I played Meats. It's hard, to play him because he's got so many superstars. It'd be interesting for me to see how he would play, either without his running back or just without his running back. It'd be interesting to see if he could continue his pace. Now, AFC South. Oh, my God. We got the Colts. Blah, blah, blah. Once again, 4-0. 92 points for, 58 points against. Then we got my surprise, my heartthrob, Titty, takes a beating, but not this season. 4-1, Titty Titans in second place. And then following him is the Jaguars, who Tiny actually beat. Okay, so Dump, you lost to Tiny, and now, you're 13 in the AFC South. And then we got very disappointing after last season. I played him, did well with Deshaun Watson, throw the deep ball, a lot of speed at receiver, field gen. He lost to Tiny twice. And anybody that loses to the old Tiny twice, it's bad news for you. But this is a new Tiny. I'll talk about that a little later. Now, AFC East, one of the best divisions in the SML, I believe. We got the Conkmeister at 3-0 and the Jets at 4-0. Jets are in first place with the Bills. That's going to be a tough matchup. Those two are great. And Royce is one of the best users, along with Conk, in the SML. And then we got the surprise, who I just had on. The Patriots, 1-3. Yes, he had a hard schedule, the first 3 games. But when you're the champ, you have to win those games. You have to win those games if they're hard, man. That's what football is all about, grinding it out and getting those wins. But he's back on the winning track. He won one versus the Finns, I think yesterday or the day before. He's got a bye week, and he's got a big game coming off the bye. That's going to probably, define his season versus the Ravens and the Meats. And then we got my boy, KJ Lander, 0-4. I played him in scrims. Me and him are like the same. Me and him are pretty even, man. I respect him, and he always goes out there and gives people games, and once in a while he pulls the upset. And that's all you can ask, man, from a great owner in the SML. Next, we got the AFC West. We got Haas is back, even though he's not really. He's 2-3. Very disappointing with that team. If you can't win with that team, it's going to be hard for you to win with any team, to tell you the truth, because that team's absolutely stacked. Then we got the Chargers, Blunt Burner, 1-3. Broncos, my boy Chris, 1-3. Very disappointing after a playoff berth last season. Another disappointing team. Him and Pittsburgh, AFC disappointments thus far. And then we got my boy, Beer Drinker, Supreme, Raider, 0-4. He's not 0-4. He's better than that. So, whatever he's doing, whatever you're doing, Raider, stop doing and change it all around to the opposite. All right, that's my Pauly's tips for you. NFC North, we got, man, this is another division, man. It's up in the air now that Oshie's gone, but I'm blowing a load down my pants in the last 2 games I should have won. Vikings, 2-3, came off 2 tough losses. I already went into that. I'm not going to sleep tonight, whatever. Packers, Lawyer Killer is the favorite in the division now that Oshie's gone, 3-2. We got Lions, who I think just lost to ZZ. He's JP. He's 1-4. And we got the new Bears owner, Coop. Welcome to the league. Welcome to the best out there. And I know you're a popular guy in here, so you're going to do well. Just don't beat me, or you're going to be mentioned on the truth a little bit more. But he's 1-4. Next division, NFC South. We got the Bucks. Noel, my boy Noel, 4-0, doing good things again. Frenchie's back, or he's actually hurt, but he's still winning without him. Then we got my surprise so far in the NFC, NYT. The guy you don't want to play when you need to win, right there, NYT. We got ZZ coming off a big win. ZZ, I expected more from him this season because he's been home. Because of the corona, he's been home, time off. I expected more lab time, but I think he's been playing other games. And then we got the Panthers. Mike FML. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless right now. He should be better than 0-4. I don't know what the problem is. He trades away his best running back. I don't know. I don't know what to say about Mikey, man. He's a good dude. He should be playing better than 0-4. He's definitely better than 0-4, So I don't really know much to say about that, man. The Panthers, they traded away a lot of studs. So hopefully, they're better in the future. NFC East, one of the best divisions again in the SML. We got the Redskins. I'm not going to say it, but he once was a great in this league, and maybe he can get back up there if he wants that title that everybody knows I'm going to give him. 4-0, dominating. His points against and points for, unbelievable. Points for, 130. Points against, 16. Now, if that's not, lay down and let me step all over you, SML, what else is, right? And then we got the Eagles, surprise, not really a surprise, but he's been down last year. Gov's back, man. I play him next game, and Gov, please, man, just keep it within 30 points on me, man. Please, keep it within 30 points. And then we got the Cowboys, okay, and my man, Graham's 3-2. He's in it still. He has a big game coming up, a couple big games, individual games coming up. And then we got Figs, 2-2. One thing say about that, Figs, is 2-2 is you're better than you were last year, man, and that's what you promised. So that's all I can say, man. And when I need a good beer, I'll go to you. Tell me what to drink. NFC West, Seahawks. This is another tight division. You don't know who's going to come out. Seahawks and Future Empire are really struggling thus far. A lot of QBs that don't know who's starting each game. That's a problem in that organization, I hear from the insides. And then we got the 49ers, the Spook, terrible two-step, 2-3. And then we got Colt 45, 2-3 also. So that division's up for grabs. Again, I expect Future to kind of, walk with it as the season progresses. I think he's going through a little bit of, a little bit of growing pains right now, I must say. Other than that, I don't know what to say. So, next feature of the show, Top 10. Pauly's Top 10 Power Rankings.
It's time for Pauly's Top 10 SML Power Rankings.
All right, so we're going to start at number 10 like always. Number 10, we have Gov and the Eagles at 3-1. He will make noise because he has me next. So he's probably going to go to 4-1. Then, at number 9, we got the Jags. Dump, his one loss coming to Tiny Titans, baby. His one loss, so he's at number 9. At number 8, we got the guy that beat him. Tiny Titans. Welcome aboard the top 10 of the SML. And yes, it's not a dream, Tiny. It's not a dream. You are here. Much improved. Whatever you do, and I heard from others on the DMs what you're doing. And what you're doing is you're taking tutoring lessons from Conk. And everybody knows it. You're learning from him in the DMs. He's teaching you some things to look for, some reads, some plays. It's okay. Great coaches always, take from other coaches who are great. So I heard you're learning from Conk, and if that's true, hey, it's working, man. Keep doing what you're doing. At number 7, we got the Falcons 3-1. The one guy I do not want to play. If you need a win in the playoffs or to get in the playoffs, he's dangerous, man. NYT's dangerous. His user's pretty good, man, and he's got some weapons. He runs the ball well. He's dangerous. Number 6, we got the Ravens. Meats at 3-1, about to be probably 4-1. I don't know who he plays, but Ravens, deadly combo. Best running back in the league I've seen. Number 5, we got the Bills, the bad boy, Conkmeister, 3-0. Going to be probably 4-0. I don't know who he plays, but probably going to be there soon. Number 4, my boy, hometown Royce, 4-0. I scouted the Bengals Jets film, which obviously didn't help me very much, but he played very well, man. He beat the Bengals down when he played them, and he has a great user. I'll get into that a little later. At number 3, we got the prime time. Prime time. Remember him? He used to be good in this league. He used to be dominant. Now, he's a former shell of himself, but it's okay, man. He's still top 3. He's at 4-0, undefeated. It's kind of, when he's winning games, he's saying, I'm just going to try to get development trades and upgrade guys. I'm not really trying, but, it makes really the other guy feel really good that you're trying to develop somebody, getting them 10 catches a game and not really playing the game, and you still beat him. But, hey, that's a weird brag, flex, whatever he likes to do. That's a prime thing. We know it. Number 2, my boy, Noel, 4-0. Yes, I put him number 2. He's playing without Frenchie, man. Frenchie, the second best running back in the league, maybe the first. I don't know, but Golden's hard to beat. And number 1, I'm not going to call him the BG anymore, baby. I'm not going to call him the BG, but the Redskins, number 1 at 4-0, dominating the competition with a points for 32 and a points against of 4. That is unbelievable. All right, next we're going to get to Game of the Week.
It's time for Pauly's Game of the Week.
All right, this was a good one here. This was one where one guy has been in this game before, and the other guy is just, he's new, man. He's new. He's got the diapers on. He's really nervous. This is his first game of the week, Pauly's Game of the Week. So what I pick here is the Week 6 game. Is the Colts, who are 4-0, okay, and the Titans, who are 4-1, going at it. Big matchup. I don't think I've ever had this matchup or ever going to have this matchup again for a Game of the Week, because Tiny is playing out of his mind right now. Granted, I know he beat the Texans twice, the Jags once, and whatever, but, he's doing well right now. So the Colts have their 12th in points for with 23 points, 14th in points against with 14 points a game. The Titans, 9th in points for, okay, with 24. They're actually scoring more than the Colts. That's surprising. And then 16th in points against with 21. But they're last, okay? They're last in passing yards against. So that's going to hurt them going against, the passing scheme of the prime timer. So, and then Prime's defense, his rush yards allowed, he's 5th. So that's going to be big, because I know Tiny likes to run the ball a lot. So I see this matchup coming down. I went through the stats, and his tight end, the Titans' tight end, is main man. So if Prime can put a stop to him, I think he wins this game handily, 34-21. And that's, my game of the week, man. I know, Tiny, I don't know if this game's too big for you. I hope it's not, because this is the only time probably going to be in it unless you upset the 15-time, SML champ. So, last but not least, let's go into it. You know what time it is.
It's time for water cooler talk around the SML with Paul.
All right. Last but not least, we got some water cooler talk for the boys. So, first, I want to go, what's the best rivalry in the SML? What do you think it is? I went over it, all my time here, and, even I got some DMs from other guys, and I think, one of the best rivalries that are heating up is the guy I had in this show today and his counterpart in his division. I'm going to go QB Stud and Conk, because these guys don't really like each other. They're on the opposite ends of the spectrum. One is really smart, knows the game. The other one plays video games all day in his underwear and eats Twinkies, and still good at the game. So, they're on the opposite ends of the spectrum. They can't stand each other. They put together an act for the SML to be good in chat. I understand, as they should. But these guys don't really like each other. And I think QB Stud knows in his heart that, it's hard, playing in that division with Conk, because he's pretty good considering he knows the game so well. So that's my, one of my best rivalries in the SML. Another big rivalry that's a kind of a new rivalry is Sunday, Skins, and Grams of the Cowboys. Even though, lately, Sunday's kind of had that, but I think that's a, up-and-coming rivalry that I'm starting to love to watch. These are the games that when they're posted in chat, you're like, oh, I got to watch that game. This is a great game. I got to watch that game. So this is the kind of games I'm talking about. QB and Conk and, Grams versus, Sunday. So that's another game. And one of the games that's like kind of low-key for me, right? Low-key for me is, Future in the Seahawks versus Lawyer, the Packers. That's a great OG game. You know, OG game. Older guys that are still around, that are doing their thing. I love watching those kind of games, man. It kind of reminds me, you know, a little bit of myself, except, you know, I don't win much, especially the last 2 games. But they're great competitors, and that's another rivalry game that, you know, I don't know, I really enjoy watching. So, another topic, who's one team you don't want to see if you need a playoff win, or you're close to the playoff time and you need a win, or you want to see first round of the playoffs? Man, NYT's playing his brains out right now, man. I'll be honest. I give credit where credit due because this is the truth, and we only tell the truth. And, you know I came into the league, me and him, you know, we spat at each other a little bit. But, man, I'm giving him credit, man. He's doing good things, and he's good. He's good, man. He's good. I know I beat him last year, but, I don't know, his QB was drunk off his mind because he was throwing 10 yards away from his receivers. And, you know, I tell it like it is, man. And that's the truth. He's good. I wouldn't want to play him this season. He's dangerous. And he has a shot. He has a shot to upset Noel. I'll say that. He definitely has a shot, you know, to upset Noel. So, you know, that being said, that's a team I definitely under the radar and I don't, you know, want to play. Last but not least, best user. Now that Oshi's gone, rest in peace, Oshi. Bet he was the best user I've ever seen in Madden in all my years. I've been playing since, you know, I was 21 and now I'm 40. So that's a lot of years. He's the best user I've ever seen, hands down. I tell it like it is, and that's the truth. So now, who's the best user? Okay, I'm going to put a couple guys. Even though I haven't played him, I heard about him. I watched his film, like I said, versus the Bengals. Royce. Royce is a good user. He may be up there. Okay, another guy that's up there that's underrated user ability is Grams. Grams, great user ability. Okay, Future, great user ability. Another guy, Prime. He plays a different style of user, but, you know, he's a great user too. I would put all those guys. And then we got Sunday. Sunday's a good user also. So we got all these guys. Those are the top guys, I would say, as far as using, middle linebacker or safety. And I'd put Conk up there too. Conk's pretty good. He's more aggressive. QB Stud's pretty good too. But I think, you know, Royce may have it over him right now. I'm not sure. I have to watch a couple more games because when Oshie was here, he was hands down. You know, he was a 10 and everybody else was a 5 as far as usering. He covered the whole field in his underwear, pretty much. You know, I don't know how he did it, but he did it. But hey, you know, he's gone now, and my division is actually a division now that I have a chance to win, so I'm happy. But, you know, obviously, I'm not happy when anybody leaves, you know, obviously, but I hope everything's good with his family and his life, and that's most important because, hey, we're all here to have fun, right? This is what it's all about, to build a community and to, you know, come out here every day and try your best at the game that we love. So, that being said, you know, it's another episode of The Truth, and we will be back at the 3-quarter mark of the SML season. The greatest, you know, league on Madden PS4, hands down, man. So, hey, I want to tell you guys, SML, okay? Look into the SML channel on YouTube. Great shows for everyone, man. We got, if you like numbers, we got that. If you like anything else, you like playing the field, we got that. You like total access, you know, with Prime goofing around, we like that too. So, again, I want to thank you for being a part of The Truth. And, hey, we will be back, okay? We will be back soon, and we're going to be spitting some more. So, until further ado, let's go SML, baby. Make your mark. Let's get it. Woo! SML, baby.